Troy Vincent, former NFL player, NFL Executive VP of Football Operations, joins us on the program. All right, Troy, good morning. Thanks for joining us. That's your job title. Explain what your job is to our audience.
Today is trying to get all football executives, coaches, general managers, let's get this catch rule right.
Okay.
So it's bringing all opinions and just trying to get the catch rule right. But actually, I oversee the game. I have the opportunity to now be part of the game, overseeing officiating, our player engagement efforts, working with our clubs on the club administration side. So the development of players. So that is my role as the overseer of the game of football, making sure that the game is played fairly, that there's equity that's in place, so that each and every week the fans, doesn't matter what 32, what team you root for, that the game is playing fairly with the right equity in place.
I felt all along about the catch rule that the NFL kept adding language instead of subtracting. So instead of saying, Calvin Johnson, we made a mistake, complete the process, and then it survived the ground, and it felt like language from a lawyer, Troy. And now it feels like maybe you guys are starting to take away words and make it cleaner, crisper, and more concise. Is that a fair assessment of what's been going on?
Dan, you're absolutely correct, and that is the process that we took. We looked at tons and tons of video, and then we just asked ourselves the question. The fan has said, why isn't that a catch? It looks like a catch, it smells like a catch, it feels like a catch. Why is that not a catch? And then we went through from the Wayne Corbett, Bert Emanuel, Calvin Johnson, Hines Ward, to the Dez Bryant, Jesse James, and we just asked ourselves, why would you like this to be a catch? And then we work backwards from there and writing language that says, if we want this to be a catch, then let's write, which meant, to your point, less is better and simpler.
Yeah, because I even said to Aaron Rodgers, look, that was a catch by Dez Bryant. And he goes, no, it wasn't. I said, well, maybe by the rule, but the rule was written incorrectly, in my opinion. Jesse James was a catch. I think we were punishing players for being athletic. And I don't know how we got to this point, but that to me, I just thought kind of contradicts what you want with the NFL. You want athleticism. You wanted Dez Bryant trying to score or Jesse James trying to score. That was my issue with that. And I do think instant replay or video replay has made it even tougher because it's now frame by frame. I think it's because it's too good, slows everything down. I can find fault with just about any catch I want to.
No question. And replay is here. It's not going anywhere. When we began with, you look at the Wayne Corbett play and just look at the technology. Frosty looks like it's snowing. And we watched tape this year. We looked at the still frames and the slow-mo shots of the Calvin Benjamin, we were counting the pellets as he was dragging his feet. You can actually count the pellets that were coming off the ground. So I feel like that what the committee is recommending, it has truly simplified, whether you're in a restaurant in Madison, Wisconsin, or Camden, New Jersey, or Philly, when someone says, okay, what defines a catch? Control, 2 feet, perform a football act. And I believe that that's what the fans, that's what the players, that's what our coaches, that's what we all want, the commentators. So control, 2 feet, perform a football act.
All right, here's another thing, though, Troy. The catch, if I catch the ball, tap, tap, go out of bounds, why do we care what the football does when I get out of bounds? Did I catch it, tap, tap, and then I go out of bounds? Who cares?
Correct. So there were 3 areas that we looked at, Dan, when we were evaluating and trying to simplify it. That slight movement of the ball. The old language read slight movement, officiate, that means you got to overturn it. Going to the ground. And then you had replay. So we believe 2 of those categories, a slight movement of the ball, because you can have movement but have still maintain control. We removed and got out of the business of slight movement, because you can have movement but still be in control. The Clemens play in the Super Bowl was the best example.
Yeah.
The ball moved, but he had complete control over the ball through the process of the catch.
Okay, so
you're absolutely right.
But this upcoming season, if you catch it in bounds, tap, tap, go out of bounds, and the ball goes, it gets dislodged or goes to the ground, is that a catch?
We're hoping next week.
No, Troy, no.
It's a proposal. Next week it goes to the floor.
Okay, all right.
That's what the committee's proposing.
Okay, yes. I got your back. The pass interference. Are you adopting the college pass interference call? That 15-yard spot of the foul?
Actually, that's the Jets proposal on it's just being a 15-yard. It does have some momentum. It's been discussed in Indy at the Combines again this past week. It does have some momentum. I'm interested in how the coaches, when we get together with the coaches this Sunday in Orlando, I think there's going to be some interesting discussion and debate on the floor. But this proposal from the Jets does have some momentum.
The targeting rule that we have in college football, are we inching closer to that in the NFL?
Well, we have, in essence, we actually have the what college deems as targeting inside of our defenseless player language. You know, the player that gets hit in his head and neck area is a defenseless player. We deem that targeting. We just don't use the term targeting. But in between our unnecessary roughness, unsportsmanlike conduct, we actually are able to distinguish when that occurs. That shot, as we say, the shot or the hit to the head and neck area.
But can you eject that?
It's reviewable.
You're not ejecting that player like we do in college.
No, today that's not. And we talked about it. It was healthy debate over the ejection. I mean, ejecting that player. We're going. We feel like the official does have the ability to eject a player. We just feel like what we have in place is the official has the autonomy to eject a player for a foul or something that he deems inappropriate. Now, one thing that the committee is recommending is a non-football act.
Yeah.
And that player in Art McNally Game Day Central in New York, Al Riveron, having the ability to remove a player in this situation of
like
Mike
Gronk.
Evans and
Gronk should have been tossed.
Yes,
Gronk should have been tossed, and Mike Evans should have been tossed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So right now, that is being actually recommended to give New York the ability to remove a player for that non-football act, not put a penalty on the field.
He's Troy Vincent, the NFL Executive Vice President of Football Operations, joining us on the program. Any discussions of eliminating kickoffs?
We talked about it at length yesterday, frankly, all over the weekend. When you just look at the medical data, and I would tell you the team of Jeff Miller and Dr. Seals, the data that we now collect, with the data, the research, the science, and the video, tying all those things together. As you know, I'm a traditionalist, and many of us in the room are traditionalists, that the special teams play, there's three phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, to just think about the removal of not having that kickoff return part of the game. There's resistance, but we understand we're at a place. College football is adjusting, high school and at the Pee Wee level. We are going to address some of those issues that we see in the kickoff. We're going to put a group together immediately after the owners' meeting coming into New York and really discuss. We have to do something about that play. The spacing and the contact that's being made on that punt return, the injuries, both soft tissue and head injuries that occur. The future, it could be. It could be something that we really have to examine. Others are doing it, and we need to stay ahead of it.
Will there be a vote on that to eliminate kickoffs?
Not this particular this weekend. There's not a proposal on the floor of it. We just want to make sure that we understand what is happening there, and we just do need some more discussion on how does that work.
Is there any other rule changes that are being discussed that you'd like my opinion on, Troy, if I can help out?
Well, you tell me what you think that we should be adjusted, where we should be headed.
I think you guys have had a great offseason. You finally listened to me about the catch rule and the athletic move, and Jesse James should have been a touchdown. Des Bryant should have been a catch, a fumble. He recovered it. I think you want to get rid of the kickoff. I think the whole onside kick is an issue there. The fumbling out of the end zone, how about that one with the pylon, Troy? Should we punish somebody who's trying to make an athletic move going into the end zone How is that being framed here with fumbling out of the end zone and then you lose the ball?
It's healthy discussion. Do you reward the defense? Should the offense keep the ball? What are the unintended consequences that occur? Some says maybe the ball should go back to be put on the 15 or the 20-yard line. Mm-hmm. And when your room is split, it just tells you that, okay, what are the unintended consequences that could happen if you change the rule there? And depending on offense coach, defensive coach, who are you giving the advantage to? And we're a game that points are important. Fans want to see points scored. So that's always a healthy debate, Dan. I know I didn't actually give you the answer, but that's kind of how it plays out in the room, where the room becomes split. And then the question is, what are the unintended consequences if you change it too drastic of a change? What can happen?
Also, I would let the quarterback have the football to his liking and make that window of how inflated or underinflated it is, make it a little bit more conducive to what the quarterback wants. Your quarterback gets his football, my quarterback gets his football. There's no advantage there, Troy. What do you think?
That is something that has been discussed, and I think that's what the fans want. They want to see their quarterback with the ball in his hand with an opportunity to score again under his terms, under his likings.
Would we call it the Tom Brady rule?
I'm going to call it the Dan Patrick rule.
No. I'll take it, but I think it'd have a little more impact nationally if you called it the Tom Brady rule. I don't know if Tom would like it, but I think it would have an impact, Troy.
Well, you're bringing it up, and again, it's had discussion, but this is what the fans want. They want points, and they want to see their star have the ball in their hand with an opportunity to win the game or to score more points.
Yeah, I don't care what the inflation, I don't care what the number is. So I'd be like, if Brady wants it this way and Rodgers wants it that way, who cares? The final serious question, who could bench more, you or the commissioner?
I would probably say today and yesterday and 10 years ago and 20 years, myself. I take him on with that.
Who could run a faster 40?
Oh, no question. I'll give him a 10, 15-yard head start and come past him like he's standing still.
Wow. I'd like to set that up at the Combine next year, Troy.
No, you can set it up on 51st and Park, 50th and Park. We can set it up anywhere.
Could you outrun the commissioner in a suit and tie and dress shoes?
With a head start.
You'd give him 10 yards, and you could beat the commissioner.
I would give him 10 yards and a starting block. If he needs it.
Could you outrun the commissioner? You backpedal. I
couldn't outrun him backpedaling. Not today. Okay. Not in my current state.
Okay. I love this NFL home office smack talk there. Troy, thanks for joining us, and good luck with the meetings there and all the decisions. But we think you're heading in the right direction. Thank you, Troy. That's Troy Vincent.
Thanks for having me.
NFL Executive Vice President of Football Operations.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.